big game Heat tickets to give away every hour tomorrow. I'm not going to reveal which game it is yet, but you can look at the schedule. There's some big ones coming up. Listen to WQAM all day tomorrow for details on how you can win. But we're giving away Heat tickets all day tomorrow, every single hour.
Guess what I got this morning?
What's that?
Bonus golf.
Who?
Bonus golf.
Bonus golf. Oh, yeah, because it
rained out yesterday.
right?
Yeah, how bad was the weather up there? Because holy smokes.
I was just talking to Marcos about this. Dude, my son, flag football games are scheduled for Sunday, and we're supposed to be 5 games into the season, and 3 games have gotten nixed by weather. It's been terrible. The first week, it was a tornado warning, which I don't think anything ever ended up happening, but they just sent an email overnight. They're like, no games tomorrow. We're going to make them up. Because usually in a season, there's one makeup week. Like they always plan for one makeup week because something's going to happen, right?
Right.
So they play the game the next week. Cool. The week after that, I mean, they were getting most of the games in, torrential downpours all day. Really bad. And I think the refs just said, enough. We're not doing this anymore. And they didn't get to play their game, so they were going to play a doubleheader week. Well, this was supposed to be doubleheader week. Now, my sons, they've only gotten 2 games in so far this season. To this point this season, my son's team has gotten outscored something like 36-6. Been a rough go for the Ravens so far this season.
So, but they have games in hand.
They did have games in hand. And they started off their doubleheader yesterday, Leroy, on point. Defense was on lock. Got a pick 6 to start the game. Then got a stop, 3 and out. Next drive, touchdown, up 13-0 to start the game because you got to go. You got to either convert. There's no kicks or anything like that.
Right.
So anyway, they're up 13-0, and then all of a sudden the ref comes and goes, "Wait, it's not rainy. It's cloudy. Wave." I'm like, "It's too early for halftime. What's going on here?" And my son's just like, he's like, "They're kicking us out. Lightning." I was like, "Oh, lightning." And you know, so everybody's just kind of hanging around, and you don't really see the lightning. Everybody's just kind of, it's breezy. It's like, you ever have that cool breeze? You feel
you know it's coming.
You know it's coming. I'm like,
tornadic activity. That's right. That cold air.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden, just so you could see like a spider web of lightning, like off into the distance, like, and they're like, canceled. Jeez.
So they don't even get credit for the good start.
No, don't get credit for the good start. And I don't know when they're going to get this game because now they have, this was supposed to be 2 games they were supposed to make up yesterday. They were supposed to play a doubleheader. And I don't know when they're going to do it. I don't know. Because not every team had to do doubleheaders because some teams got games in that day. We're in particular now, but we feel like we're finding ourselves, the Ravens. You know, took us a little bit to get our footing, but we're starting to find ourselves. We're a defensive first team, okay? That's our identity, which is odd in flag football. It's not usually the way to go. Usually in flag football, it's give it to the fast kid. He runs past everybody.
Yep.
We've mastered the flagpole, okay? So we're trying to get back out there and fix this thing with the bob and weave defense. But right now, we can't even have that happen because the weather's just screwing us. Now, speaking of the bob and weave defense, we may not have Bob.
What?
I'm not talking about the Panthers.
Okay.
I mean, we may not have our anchor to the bob and weave defense because apparently the Miami Dolphins, the scuttle out of this week. This is reported by Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. A lot of Dolphins nuggets came out this weekend, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
We're all on Christian Wilkins watch. I believe it was tomorrow the deadline for the franchise tag. I think it's March 5th. I think 305 day is the day where it happens. But the Miami Dolphins are apparently, the word is the Miami Dolphins are not going to tag Christian Wilkins. Here's what they report from Jeremy Fowler. While Miami's stance is that all options are on the table for defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, several league sources say he probably won't be franchise tagged. That would put the big-time tackle at 63 tackles and 9 sacks in 2023 on the market. Houston is intriguing here. The Texans have ample cap space, a quarterback on an early rookie deal, and a playoff roster. There would be several teams in the mix, though. The Browns, always good for a splash or two, for instance. Would they strengthen their already stout defense with a versatile defensive tackle? So Christian Wilkins appears the Miami Dolphins are not going to limit him with a franchise tag. That doesn't mean he's gone. Doesn't mean he's gone, but they're going to let him go test the market, it sounds like, and I'm scared.
Here.
I don't want to lose him.
Here's the deal. Maybe they have an agreement. Here's what that agreement is. Here's what we're going to offer you. If you get more, give us an opportunity to match it. But we think that we're on the top of this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if they have that relationship and Christian Wilkins wants to be here, then it'll work and you don't need to use the tag.
Dangerous game.
It is.
Dangerous game.
It is.
Because you can get wine.
Let me tell you why. Here's what happens. This deal is only good until you get on that plane. Somebody will say that.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen many athletes in many sports fly in for a visit and never come back. That being said, you have to think that their relationship is stronger than that. And, you know, the other thing would be if they didn't believe that, they could also believe we're not spending all this money on a D tackle. I don't know. He's so much more than that, though.
Right.
For this team. So I'm more than sure that if we understand that they understand it. So there has to be some kind of communication between the two. At no point in time have you heard there's ill will or whatever. It's always been a negotiation. So if that is the case, maybe Christian Wilkins is just going to try to suck more money out of the Dolphins by getting an offer somewhere else.
Yeah, but I just think that's when I think that's a dangerous game. One, I think you get hobnobbed, right? Like you got
to understand the relationship, though.
Okay, but this is what I would say if I was Christian Wilkins, as far as going back to you for one last chance. Okay, I would say to you, hey, you had your chance last offseason, you had your chance this offseason, and now you're letting me go get you're letting temptation to be thrown in my face. I'm supposed to remember, hey, I got you, buddy. I'll give you that opportunity. What if he doesn't? What if he loves what he hears?
Here's the only other
what
team.
If D'Amico Ryan, a defensive coach, his muscles.
What
if he woos Christian Wilkins away?
You guys are thinking the wrong way. Okay.
I'm nervous.
Here's all you need to understand about where he can end up. Start with states with no state tax.
Which Texas does not.
Correct. If there's anybody that I would be afraid of, it is the Texans. Because they don't have to they can use the same stuff that the Dolphins are using, no state tax.
Yeah.
Cleveland can't do that. Some other team can't do that. But Texas can do that. They're young, right? They also seem to have a really player-friendly coach. So I don't know. That would be the only team that scares me. If you're comparing,
there's one in the division that scares me. Dude grew up a Patriots fan. They got a young defensive coach now in Gerard Mayo. I don't care about state tax. That definitely scares me too.
No, it doesn't.
How could that not scare you? The idea
because
of he gets to go
because listen. You can't get accustomed to winning and then go to a rebuild.
What real winning has he done though? Like he hasn't done real winning. But he hasn't done anything of significance. Like you're not leaving.
But it's something to be. It's something to be in the hunt, right? So all the teams that I'm even considering have done some level of winning that he's accustomed to, and they can sell him. You can get us over this hump,
dude. But ultimately, with him, it's going to come down to the money. Like that's what he wants. I'm not faulting him for that. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not faulting him for it either. But I'm just saying
the idea that
like
it just has to be a contender,
dude. Here, all money ain't good money, right? You can go and take $3 million more a year to go a team that's miserable. You know what happens when that team says, "Okay, this didn't work out"? They start cutting bait.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be in that situation.
No, but I'm saying like. The reason this is dangerous for the Dolphins to do this and not have, the safety blanket of a franchise tag where, you have to go work out a deal or something like that. The reason that's scary because, like, what if the allure of home pulls him in? What if another coach who thinks he can do something else pulls him in? Like, it's nice to say, like, hey, oh, he's the hometown guy. Chris Greer, I've had him since he's 24 years old. That's all great. Okay. But you also didn't pay him. You didn't, you played a game with him.
Right. No, that's why I said the only teams that scare me are teams that have like things to offer. So, number one on my fright list is the Houston Texans. They got money, no state tax, a young team, just won the division. Okay? That would be the team that I would be most terrified by. If he gets on a plane and goes to Houston, I'd be afraid that he's not coming back. That being said, you don't know what the communications have been between the Dolphins and Christian Wilkins. And that's the other thing. To just, you either have to think one or two things. We're definitely going to work something out with him, and we can use our franchise tag somewhere else. Or we have an understanding, or we just don't want him.
My guess is they don't like if they don't want to use the franchise tag, they probably just don't want to lock up, I guess, flexibility for right now. Because I don't think there's really anybody else who's an option for the franchise tag right now.
Right.
But I just think like, okay, cool. If I'm Christian Wilkins, it's like, yeah, but I gave you guys those opportunities last year. I gave you guys all this. We're good. Even in the talks into the start of this year, you guys didn't think I could get sacks. I got 9 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I just, the only way that this is going to the only person who he's got to have that promise to is Zach Sealer. Zach Sealer is the only guy who could give. You promise you'll come back? He goes, of course I will, Salt. Just for you, buddy.
Salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how they refer to each other, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Got to.
You don't think like they tag each other, they don't sign off their texts with salt or a pepper?
Yeah, you think they put like a little emoji?
They have one set where they have one sad goodbye.
I would go with caramel and cream, but that's
you think Zach Sealer is gonna have the Zach Brown band acoustically sing Chicken Fried?
Yeah, they love that.
It's like, Zach, you have any moves here to keep your friend? He goes, I got one plan, Chris. Don't worry about it. Because what are you gonna do? Oh no, a little ZBB.
Yeah. Little chicken fry.
Acoustic version.
It's like Christian's just imagine Christian Wilkins is on the tarmac to go back to Texas with all of his money, and then all of a sudden Zach Sealer's like, "Wait, Pepper, wait!"
I would say this: if you're a Dolphins fan, I would say 70% he ends up with the Dolphins, 30% he ends up with Houston. I don't see any other team competing for him. I just don't.
I don't know.
They would have to give him so much money for him
Patriots don't have a quarterback to pay, though. Patriots don't have a quarterback. I said the Patriots don't have a quarterback.
It doesn't matter. They're terrible.
It's his home team.
I don't give a rat's ass. Dude, I'm telling you,
Christian.
So you would take the money to be on a team that's terrible. You'll be miserable.
What? Hey, come on.
Okay.
Is it going to be that miserable? If you go home, like I'm saying, there's an appeal there. It's home.
It's not that much of an appeal. That's when you've been winning your whole life, it ain't that much of an appeal.
He has not been winning his whole life. He won back in
I'm not saying winning Super Bowls, but you have been on a good football team since you got
on bad football teams too down here.
All right. What do I know?
I'm just saying it's this. I just think
it's either Houston or Miami.
You can't say that.
It's closer than you think.
It's closer than you think. That's all I'm saying. It's closer than you think.
Here's what I would say. You would get more money to go to Cleveland, but get less money in your pocket. That would seem idiotic. Correct? If it's about money, okay. You would go up to New England and take more money to maybe pocket less, but you're home. And then your other two options are You can go to the Texans,
Mhm.
get paid more money, but actually feel like you can compete because they won the division last year. Or you can stay where you are because you're building something and you have been to the playoffs.
Okay, but like Houston, if you would have thought you're saying this based on a year, like if Houston,
Again,
like what if the Patriots? I'm just saying, like what if the Patriots draft one of these stud rookie quarterbacks and they're awesome this year? You don't know. Like we're all just going on the idea that they're going to have McCorkle.
Dude, it's more than a quarterback they need. Like, come on, like, be real. They need more than a damn quarterback.
Would you have thought Houston was going to be that good last year? None of us did. None of us did, dude.
No,
None of us did.
Because here's why. Because they had a lot of young draft picks and a lot of young players that ended up being really good. That you get lucky with.
Yeah.
But they're here.
Yeah, they're here now. But I'm saying, like, but again, I just think you're dismissing the idea of if he wanted to go home or he wanted that appeal.
If
he grew up rooting for that, he grew up rooting for that team.
Okay, that's great. Here's what I'm
going to pay him a lot of money.
Here's what I'm saying.
Not like I'm asking him to take a discount.
If it's about money, New England and Cleveland would have to pay him a lot more money to get what he would get at Houston or with Miami. That's all I'm saying. If it's about money. Now, if it's not about money, then why are you quibbling with the Dolphins? The only team that could give you money and a chance to be on a good team, as of right now, is the Houston Texans. Dude, you think New England's just going to all of a sudden be good? It's not just their quarterback.
No, I understand. They're on a revamp.
You know what it would be equivalent to? It would be the equivalent to when the Dolphins signed Ndamukong Suh. How did that work out?
Not great.
Why? Because they weren't good. That one player is not.
It had its benefits. Some guys played pretty well playing next to Ndamukong Suh, but
you know what I'm getting at. Okay, that would be Christian Wilkins going to
but Ndamukong Suh did come here purely for the money. Like, if anything, that kind of nukes your argument.
No, but it's different coming here because you don't have a state tax.
Okay, but there is an appeal of going home.
There's an appeal of winning too. I don't know why you think other situations.
I understand what you're saying, but I think it's a difference in saying like Chris Jones is leaving the Chiefs to go to the Patriots than Christian Wilkins. They haven't won the division in his tenure.
Okay.
They haven't.
Okay.
Like, what real winning is he leaving?
No winning. He hasn't won anything. There's only a couple of teams that can say they've done real winning.
I know. That's why I think it's a silly argument from you.
All right. Oh, let it play out a little bit.
You're not even a little nervous, though.
No, I am. I'm not. But here,
he seemed more nervous yesterday.
Wow.
I'm only nervous for one team. When you show me all the money that the Texans have, right? And they're a young team, and they can get a dominant player at he's 25, right? And still be young, that scares me, right? 5 years of Christian Wilkins fits right into what they are doing and what they have right now. All the other teams, not as much. I know Cleveland makes big splashes. I know New England, they say New England's interested, but with all that they have to do to improve that team, that seems like one of the last positions. I'm just saying from
I get you.
A standpoint of what they need. So
my bigger point of just mentioning New England is just the idea of, but just hear me out. I'm not disagreeing with you because I would say, yeah, I get why Houston's more appealing and the money and all that. My bigger point of it is, Leroy, whether you think New England's a threat or not, you've gotten to the point with this guy is you're going to let all that stuff, because if let's just say they do meet with him, they're gonna woo him. Robert Kraft's gonna do all his celebrity friends things. They're gonna make him feel wanted. They're gonna make him feel like a star. And it doesn't just have to be them. It could be Houston too. You've now opened it up with this guy to where you think, oh, he's gonna always come back to us and say, this is what I got offered. And I'm just saying, you don't know that because he doesn't owe you anything. And you blew it.
And that's and I mentioned that, and I'm terrified of that. But realistically, there's only one team that terrifies me that could offer more than what the Dolphins can offer. And that is Houston. Like, I get wanting to play at home. Hell, I wanted to play back home too till the Saints sucked. And I'm like, no, thank you. Right?
Who was the coach? Was it Hazlitt when you were there?
No, who's before? Was it Hazlitt? I mean, I got a call from him.
From Hazlitt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And so, and then I know what the state tax is and whatever, right? No, it wasn't.
Shmeathan says Lions have 54 million. Oh, I don't want a Man Campbell speech. Oh, Man
Wait,
Campbell gets him in a room.
Wait, here's the other thing. Okay, what about that? Guess what team has struggled the most that has competed? They struggle a lot on defense, right? Maybe they say, let's go all out on a nose tackle. Yes, I get that. But what I'm trying to do is be realistic about it, right? Granted, yeah, he would love to play at home, not under those conditions, right? Granted, fine. He would love. Now, you mentioned another, Detroit. Mm-hmm. Okay. They've done some winning. I'm not talking about Super Bowls. I'm talking about competing.
Yeah, they look. Right? They look like adding a. He'd be basically like adding a final piece,
and that's what they could sell. That's what Houston could sell. That's what Miami can sell. Okay, the only team that can then say, "Well, we have no state tax either, and we'll give you another $15 million to sign," is Houston. Dude, so I don't want him out there playing the field and seeing if something's better, right? At the same time, I'm being honest about, of course, who can offer what.
It's just like Love Island, okay? You think you're in a couple that's set. You think you're in a couple
really?
That's set. And then all of a sudden, J-Fig can speak to this. Every year, they do Casa Amor. And Casa Amor is when you send the boys or the girls, they send them all off to another villa, and then it's all new couple. It's all new mixed bag. And then we see, did they come back? Did they stay loyal? Or do they find a new squeeze that they like better? We're not, Chris, it's nice. You're saying, hey, Chris Greer's saying, I love you, baby. Go ahead. Dangerous game, dude.
It is a day, unless they already have an understanding.
Game Boy Throw 5 points out, you guys need to watch Love is Blind. I watched this last season. Same thing, dude. You think it's all good. Oh, we love each other based off the cubicles that we're in and we can't see each other. And then all of a sudden, you realize she looks like a hobgoblin. And, we're at a barbecue where the hotties.
You know why? Because love ain't blind. You're attracted by something you see first. Then all the particulars work out. But if you see somebody and she looks like a hobgoblin, I don't care how good her personality is or his personality is. That's fact. That's fact. Like listen, everybody that we're with, the first time we met them, we were attracted to them, what they look like, not their personality. You know what their personality was. So, let's keep it real. That love is blind nonsense is garbage.
Shmeathan says, Leroy, explain how blind people then get married. Boxed in.
Dang.
Okay.
The blind,
hold on. I will.
Yeah.
I will.
True.
I will. Okay. This is how it works. You might not be able to see, but when you meet, there's something that attracts you to them. Either their voice, either their smell, or whatever it may be. But you don't learn about the personality and being with that woman forever right away.
You better smell good for the blind.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just saying. Let's not act like, let me tell you something. You think if you did Love is Blind, you would end up with the person you're with now? You don't know that.
Hard to
You
say.
see what I'm saying?
I do like my
No,
wife.
because you were attracted by what you saw first.
Well, I mean, we don't have to go into the past. I mean, it was a perk I would get, but the first date, I felt like the chemistry was right there.
Wait. See, the
That's
first.
chilies.
Wait. Was it a blind date?
Well, no, I mean,
Okay then.
Mm.
Okay then. You
Mm.
saw something you like and then you said, "Oh, she's cute. I'll go out on a date with her." Right? Maybe she'll go out on a
not
date
saying
with
it's
me.
impossible though. You don't know.
Mm.
Okay, dude. Okay, stop. Yeah, now y'all just not being honest.
Hard to
Y'all
say.
just not being honest.
We apparently have a big Dolphins teammate rift as well that we got to get to.
Oh
What happened?
Take a break.
Tobin
after
would
this.
become the cropper. Oh my God.